What's up, y'all? Farmer Q here. Just wanted to take a minute to go over some ways that we can attack some fungus gnats, because man, this is something that a lot of us deal with, but we don't really even talk about. We just let it go on because we just assume they're just pesky. But man, if those fungus gnats get up in numbers, they can cause some real problems. So let's show y'all some strategies we can really take advantage of to really start taking care of these fungus gnats and putting them in their place in the garden, out of it. All right, let's get started. For the first round of the fight, coming in at 30 ounces light, we got mosquito bits. Kills mosquitoes, but it also controls fungus gnats. Don't sleep on this stuff, y'all. What I like to do with this before the fight even starts to get hairy, I like to top dress my soil with it before we start the second round. For the second round, coming in at 8 dry quarts, we got vermiculite. Any brand will do the same, just make sure there's vermiculite in the name. And for the third round, we have coming in at 16 ounces soaking wet and 128 ounces, respectively, Mountain Organics Leaf Tonic plus Neem and Jadam Wetting Agent, a natural surfactant and emulsifier. As far as the surfactant, Jadam Wetting Agent is a perfect product. You can get it on Amazon for about $35, and this bottle right here will last you for a huge garden for years to come. As far as the Leaf Tonic plus Neem, you don't have to go with this exact product. I would just go with a bottle of cold pressed neem. I just went with this particular product. You don't have to go with a product like this, but as you can see, it has anything from aloe vera to neem oil, neem leaf, neem bark and seed. It has soap nut in it. It has fenugreek, it has alfalfa, has crimson clover, red clover, horsetail, stinging nettle, comfrey, yarrow root, star anise, lemongrass, lemon verbena, peppermint, tulsi, citrus peel blend consisting of lemon, bitter orange, sweet orange, and grapefruit, chamomile, and essential oils of peppermint and lemongrass, vegetable glycerin, and purified water. A long but respectable list of ingredients. So let's get right to the application. So what we're going to be doing is kind of pressing the soil down just a little bit, because I didn't compact this soil really when I transplanted these, so I have a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm just pressing the soil down around the plant, not on the plant, just a little bit. And then I just take about this much of mosquito bits, and I just sprinkle them on, just like this, just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that to the rest of them real quick, and then I'll talk a little bit about the next step and why we chose to do it this way. So as you can see, some of them are already pressed down enough to where I don't have to really press down on them anymore, so that's why I'm not pressing down on every single one of them. Alright, now that we've gotten that done, before we go to the next step, I wanted to actually talk a little bit about the science behind mosquito bits. When it comes to mosquito bits, the way that they work in the particular flying insects' bodies that they affect and their larvae, the larvae of the flying insects eat the material as it's damp and moist. It infects the larvae with the bacteria, which in essence eats them from the inside out. But not only does it do that, the excrements of that particular bacteria is poisonous to the fungus gnat larvae and the mosquito larvae's digestive tract, to where it changes the pH of the particular insect's body to where it is alkaline. The fungus gnats, the mosquitoes, all of those flying insects, as larvae, they prefer an acidic environment, which is why they love your organic soil filled with decaying organic matter and root matter. When you make the inside of their stomachs alkaline, it actually poisons them and makes them not be able to proceed with growth, and then they die from starvation or just from poison in general. That's just a little tidbit about why you want to use mosquito bits. And that leads me right into the next step of using the vermiculite as a cover. I'll go ahead and cover these up, and then I'll talk a little bit about how these items work in unison. Alright y'all, so now that we got the vermiculite laid down on top of the soil surface, I wanted to talk a little bit about how these items work in unison. The mosquito bits and the vermiculite, when they're laid in layers, the mosquito bits on the first layer take all of the drained water that the vermiculite allows to pass through it, and the top soil layer as well as all the soil below stays at a constant layer of moisture without being waterlogged. It keeps just moist enough to where the mosquito bits are damp, and it allows the fungus gnat larvae to feast on them down at that lower layer because it's darkened down there and it's nice, cool, dark, humid, how they like it. But on the top layer, which is where the vermiculite is, it stays constantly dry because the vermiculite doesn't hold water. It doesn't allow any water to get inside of it. Effectively, the adult fungus gnats don't really want to go inside of it because they'll get suffocated because of the layer that you created. If you can, as the plant gets taller, you could even increase the depth of the vermiculite layer because the vermiculite layer is just going to increase drainage to the top of your pot. That's how those items work in unison. So now that we're on part 3 of the triple threat, we're going to go ahead and show you the ratios of which the items are added. First up, we'll be adding the Jadam wetting agent. We'll be adding it at 1 tablespoon per half gallon, and we just drafted up a 1/4 gallon of water, so we're going to go 1/2 a tablespoon. Alright, we're at 1 tablespoon, so we're just going to pour a little bit back into the container. So now we're right at about 1/2 tablespoon of Jadam wetting agent. We'll go ahead and add it in. Okay, so for the leaf tonic plus neem, you want to add it at 10 milliliters per gallon, so we're going to make some splits on that. That would mean that 1/2 gallon is 5 milliliters and 1/4 gallon is 2.5 milliliters. So we're going to add 2.5 milliliters of leaf tonic plus neem. So as you can see, 5 milliliters is the smallest measurement, so we're going to try to shoot for like half of that. Okay, so showing y'all the best I can, that's 2.5 milliliters worth. We're gonna go ahead and pour it. Alright, now we're ready to mix it up. Alright, so now what you want to do is what I call a concentrated area foliar. And these ingredients that I mixed up, they're oil based, so what they're going to do is coat the vermiculite and coat the soil below with the particular herbs as well as the neem that's inside the mixture. So it's going to be a multi-layered defense for the root system, as well as a trapdoor going in and a trapdoor coming out. That's why we do all these things together. So let's go ahead and spray the tops. Y'all, that's it. What I'll do now is take these plants back to their homes, and potentially if they need water, just water them down a little bit and just let them be, because the top layer of this soil is going to dry out and stay pretty dry for the most part. Any moisture that it does have is going to have that residual oil base that's going to keep and deter those fungus gnats away from the soil, and it's going to keep those fungus gnat larvae in the soil eating the poison that you've placed on the lower level that doesn't have any toxic effect on any of your other organic components of your media. So those mosquito bits are completely organic and they are awesome. They work very well, and the reason why that container is so used up is because I've used them in so many other people's houses and used them here outside in the backyard in water places and things like that to keep mosquito larvae away. So that's all for now. That's Farmer Q out.